I have been going through quite a lot the past couple of days. The past couple of weeks, in fact. It feels like it has been never ending. And I am so sorry to sit here on my platform and have to do yet another video, having to defend myself, the people I love. I've just had enough. And more recently, a person by the name of Jeanette Braun has basically instructed YouTube to place a copyright violation against my channel, saying that there is so much similarities between this and the use of fair use and fair dealings laws and murder. Nah, psych, bitch. Let's get into it.
Oh, yeah.
Petty. Most of these bitches is 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 petty. Most of these petty. Most of these bitches is petty. Petty. Most of these bitches is petty.
And payback is a bad bitch. And baby, I'm the baddest. You're fucking with a savage. You can't have this. You can't have this. Baby, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Feeling so bad. Got me feeling so good. Hey. Girl, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. Hello, welcome to yet another Paige Christie video. I hope you guys are good and I hope you guys are Gucci. Today's video was supposed to be a video that I had planned. It was all structured, all ready to go. I'm halfway through finishing editing it. However, this morning, and I just could not wait to come and tell you guys. This morning, I ended up getting an email directly from YouTube instructing me that they had received a copyright takedown notice from somebody, but they decided not to take my video down. And that person is an individual by the name of Jeanette Braun. I'm pretty sure many of us are familiar with her. If you aren't familiar with the entire Jeanette Braun story, may I direct you to my dear friends Jessie Smiles and Lily Marston. I will link their Do We Know Them podcast videos that have also been restored in the description box down below. And all of the copyright takedown notices that have been administered by Jeanette Braun and her law firm on behalf of influencers and sometimes even on behalf of herself. See, because Jeanette Braun doesn't like it when anybody has anything critical to say about her or the people it is that she represents. So in order to have videos that are hypercritical of her clients and herself taken down, she uses the copyright notification system. Yes, that's right. We're talking about DMCA takedowns, where somebody alleges that you are using their media or art, as she likes to call it, for redistribution with no transformative qualities. See, what I do here on YouTube and what many of the other content creators within my genre do on YouTube is commentary. We do things and we talk about individuals for commentary, for critique. Sometimes some of my videos I would say would qualify as quote unquote documentaries. And because of that, the use of clips and medias do fall under fair use, which means one of many things. One, I don't have to inform the person that I am creating content on and using clips from that I will be using said clips. Two, I am not legally obligated to leave a link to the original content for any reason whatsoever. Three, the individual does not have to be credited or cited in any particular way. And four, I can do so at my leisure as long as I am going along with the fair use, fair dealings, laws, guidelines, and policies. Now, it's very important for me as a content creator who does commentary to be very familiar with this kind of law, purely because it's the law that I run by and it's the law that I am protected by. If you guys remember back in 2021 August time, I was actually involved in a lawsuit that never actually made it to court because they could not take it to court based on fair use and fair dealings laws in the United Kingdom. The video of which that was taken down was reinstated, and the videos that I used in that instance that that was claimed was an Instagram story, which the person was claiming was copyrighted by the individual. However, as I was critiquing the Instagram story, it does fall under fair dealings laws within the United Kingdom. So after several months, I would say 9 months of back and forth between my attorney and their attorney, we reached an ultimate no conclusion. They did not get their legal fees from me, nor did they actually get any kind of public apology, which is what they originally requested, because again, it was fair use laws that they were playing around with. And you really have to be an individual who is willing to stand on business to take these kind of things to court, because they can cost anywhere up to £100,000 to solve. So I am very familiar with the laws. I am very familiar with what I can and what I cannot do. And again, I am more than willing to defend my personal rights of fair dealings within the United Kingdom if necessary. However, that is not what I'm here to talk to you guys about today. Now, earlier this morning, as I was editing my original video that I had planned for today, I was sent an email directly from YouTube advising me that Jeanette Braun of Braun IP, whatever, lawyers, LLC, who knows, that Jeanette Braun of Braun Law had attempted to have a copyright takedown of my video. What I will say is I was not aware that there was any kind of copyright takedown notice taking place on my account. I did not find out until this morning that Jeanette Braun was in constant correspondence with YouTube from the date that my video went live. However, YouTube had my back. So let's take a look at the messages that I was sent, and we'll also take a look at the entire correspondence between Jeanette Braun and YouTube, of which YouTube, for some bizarre reason, has sent to me. And we'll take a look at this unhinged back and forth together. Okay, so this is the email it is that I received this morning from YouTube, copyright at 8:42, and it reads as follows. Hello, we received the copyright infringement notification below regarding your videos. We believe your content is protected by fair use and fair dealing or a similar exception to copyright protection. We are writing to let you know that we do not plan to remove your videos at this time. You have control over the availability of your videos on your channel, including the ability to delete them if you choose. Then it gives me a link to the video. So let's take a look at which video it is that was had an attempted claim take place. Okay, so this video is The Ugly Side of Jennifer Gerard and Jeanette Braun, which was posted 2 weeks ago. Keep that in mind. Please be advised that it is possible that the copyright owner will approach you directly to request removal or take other action. This email is not intended as legal advice. If you are interested in more information regarding your options on this matter, you may wish to consult a qualified attorney. Please note that the complainant's physical address and phone number has been redacted from the copyright infringement notification below. And then it says YouTube rights video, and then it says JM Braun at brauniplaw.com. And this was a message that was sent 14 days ago, right? Okay, so here we see what the copyright notice is. It says that it's targeted from 14 minutes and 6 seconds to 15 minutes and 24 seconds. So let's take a look at that time segment.
There's a video going around of a creator saying that someone else is registering others' copyrights and then going after them and having their content taken down for violating the copyright. Copyrights are owned by the author of the work, the original author of the work. And so if someone else registers the copyright and they're not the original author of the work, that copyright is invalid.
It's just absolutely hilarious that this is the segment of the video it is that she's trying to claim, and that YouTube have just basically told her absolutely not. That is ridiculous.
You ever met a motherfucker that's so annoying? Like, bitch, why is you so annoying? Oh my, bitch, you just annoying on purpose.
We can invalidate it through court proceedings and also go after someone for misrepresentation of copyrights if such a case exists. The creator had mentioned in the video that an attorney had told this creator that there was nothing they could do, and that is absolutely wrong. Only the original author of the work can register the copyright and also owns the copyright to the work. And there are legal remedies available to those that have been damaged.
Okay, so as you can see in this video, so she is claiming my commentary as well. So at this point, we are at 14 minutes and 56 seconds. If you guys remember, it's 15 minutes and some seconds after. So she's also not just claiming what it is that she's saying in this video, she's also claiming my commentary.
Clock it.
Which by definition would make it transformative content.
Clock it.
Have to transform the content in some way.
Clock it.
Be it via parody.
Clock it.
Be it via documentary.
Clock it.
Be it via critique.
Clock it.
Or commentary or criticism.
Clock it.
All of which it seems that I am doing.
Clock it.
I am analysing what it is that we just watched and critiquing and giving my opinion on said material.
Clock it.
I can't do so without having a look at the subject material. Jeanette, what are you doing?
Clock it. Like, come on, bro. Don't make it.
The lawyer has stated that the author of the material is the legal copyright holder. So why we're even having this kind of a dispute is bizarre to me, considering it's quite clear to me, at least myself personally, that she knows the law. Did you make this? Is this a part of your original subject material? Because we are still at 15 minutes and 2 seconds. This is still what you're claiming, so this is yours.
I'm sure the polygraph was going like this, like the bitch is lying, she's lying.
Okay, got it, but... And you wanted YouTube to do something hilarious.
So if you send product to an influencer in PR and they post it, does that give you permission to use their video, images, or anything else on your page? Can you take their content and make it your content to promote your product? The answer is no.
So that's another video in which this lawyer has stated. Okay, and this one is the part that's actually really hilarious to me, because that video is the entirety of the video. So you know those 10 seconds that we spent watching that second clip, that is the entirety of the video. Now, usually when I am critiquing something for commentary, I like to pause in the middle of the video and give some kind of commentary and critique. However, this particular video of Jeanette Braun's, which is still up on her TikTok, and you're welcome to go and take a look at it if you will, that video was merely a statement. There was nothing else that she said. Therefore, I could not give commentary or critique until after said video, which also still falls under fair use, fair dealings, because I am transforming the content by giving it critique. Whether it's the negative critique that you were displeased with is really neither here nor there. The point is that I was critiquing said material.
Anyways, back to the conversation.
Anyway, as we have already discussed, Jeanette Braun has been told by YouTube that they are standing by the fact that this is fair use and fair dealings. So YouTube then decided to respond to Jeanette's takedown request, and this is what they said to her on the 29th of November in 2023. Again, this has happened 2 weeks ago. All of this was taking place, and I had absolutely no idea that YouTube had my back. Okay, and they were rocking with me, despite me not even being aware in the slightest that this was even taking place. So this is what the rest of the messages say. So this is November 30th, 13 days ago. They've placed in brackets. Hi, Jeanette M. Braun. Thank you for your removal request. We reviewed your request and need more information before we can proceed. Please read the entire email carefully for a complete update of each video status and video details action needed. We are concerned that your copyright notification may not be valid for the videos listed below. Please keep in mind that in many countries it is legal to use copyrighted works in specific ways without the owner's authorization, particularly for transformative purposes such as news reporting, parody, commentary, or review. Some countries protect such uses under doctrines of fair use or fair dealings. It's fair dealings in the UK. While others allow for specific exceptions to copyright protection. Then it says, learn more about fair use in the United States. YouTube, you are right on the money, because she definitely needs to do that. If you still believe that your copyright is infringed by the YouTube videos identified below, please explain in detail why you think so. We ask that you provide more detail than what was included in your initial notice. Here are questions that you may wish to consider. How much of the copyrighted work is used? How is the market for your original work affected by use? Does this use significantly transform your work, or does it say it served the same purpose? Does use fall into an exception to copyright protection? Please note that we may share your response with the uploaders. I love how it says in brackets S in like uploader, because it's quite clear that she's been sending so many of these that YouTube are actually just getting annoyed by her at this point. She's becoming a little bit of a nuisance. So Jeanette responded with a wall of text as she likes to. So let's take a read of what Jeanette said. This is so funny to me. And can I just say, what we're about to read right now is batshit fucking crazy. I am not exaggerating when I tell you that Jeanette Braun compares my use of her TikTok videos for critique and commentary under fair use and fair dealings laws to murder. I'm not even joking. I'm not joking. I promise you that I am telling the truth. She compares me using her footage for critique and commentary as not that far away from murder. So let's read this next section together and laugh at the hilarity, because I'm literally not I promise you, as God is my witness, that I am not exaggerating. This is exactly what she said. So let's have a look. Dear YouTube, please share how you have the authority to determine whether the use of my work is fair or not. Only judiciaries can determine if it is fair use, much like claiming self-defense in a murder case. And she was dead ass too. She was dead ass. She was so serious. She was, much like a murder case. Really, girl? Really? Really? You don't think that that's a bit much? So she said, in a murder case, where the person admits to murdering the person but claims that it's not unlawful, the same holds true for fair use. The infringer admits to the infringement and claims that the use was lawful because it is a copyright exemption, because it's a copyright exemption. You can't get it because it's a copyright exemption. You can't get it because it's a copyright exemption. It's a copyright exemption. It's a copyright exemption. You do IP law, but you don't know about copyright exemptions. She's such a fucking dickhead. My goodness. Anyway, I'm having way too much fun. Okay. Hereby, you claiming fair use for the infringer, you are acting as an agent for the infringer and have admitted to the infringement on their behalf. The question of fair use is a mixture of law and fact, and only a judge can decide if there is some exemption in the infringement that makes use lawful. Last I checked, neither YouTube or Google is a judiciary. If you want the protection from liability that the DMCA provides, you must remove this material. The infringer can file a counter notice if they meet the requirements to do so. YouTube and Google are not allowed to get in the middle of copyright disputes, which it appears to be happening here. There is no instance where fair use automatically applies. The court must agree with the infringer's defense that the use was fair use. The task is not simplified by bright line rules for the statute, like the doctrine recognizes, calls for case-by-case analysis. And then she cites some situation that took place in 700 BC. Accordingly, the mere fact that the use is educational and not for profit does not insulate it from finding of infringement, any more than commercial character of a use bars a finding. Girls, English? Of a use bars a finding, whatever, of fairness. The case tells us that copyright infringement cases must be considered on their own facts. There is no hard and fast rule to tell us what copyright infringement is and what is fair use. 1. My entire work was copied and put into the video, not just a small portion. 2. The video is monetized and even has a fundraiser attached to it, making its use for commercial purposes. 3. No link to my original work or credit was provided. 4. No transformation of my work was made. My original work was copied and displayed as I exactly published it. Oh, you mean this section? This section was yours? The lawyer has stated that the author of the material is the legal copyright holder. So why we're even having this kind of a dispute is bizarre to me, considering it's quite clear to me, at least myself personally, that she knows the law.
I'm confused about that. I'm confused about that. I'm confused about that.
5. No parody is included in the reported video that makes fun of my original work. 6. The market for my work is being harmed by the stealing of it here. The infringer is profiting from the work, and those profits should have been paid to me by my original work, at the least of receiving the views. Oh, so it's about the views. Oh, you said that you're not getting no views, sweetie. Oh, you said that you didn't get the views. You said you didn't get the views, sweetie. No, that's sad. That's so sad. Did you want the views? Do you want to see people to see your profile? Because after the way you've been conducting yourself the past couple of days, I don't think anyone's going to want to see your profile. In fact, I feel like it might be a situation where you might not get any clients anymore.
Scarlett Johansson! Scarlett, over here! Scarlett Johansson! Scarlett!
Jeanette Braun.
Whoops.
Literally, you are going out of your way to antagonize multiple different kinds of content creators, from TikTok to Instagram to YouTube, pretty much every platform, to the point that everybody's going to look at you as an individual not to be trusted in this field. I don't know why you're going about this the way that you are, because it's actually of no benefit to you or your business, which, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of your clients do tend to be influencers and public figures. And if there's one thing that we know about public figures, is that they don't like bad public perception and will distance themselves from you, likely due to the kind of commotion it is that you're causing on social media. This is of no benefit to your business, yet you're still doing this. I don't know if you're just stupid or whether you are just hell-bent on, a theory it is that you have, but it is exactly that. It's a theory. None of this is based in fact. I already showed you that in the section it is that you showed to YouTube that you were attempting to copyright information that would in its entirety be transformative and fall under fair use and fair dealings guidelines and laws. Yet, despite your lack of knowledge and, quite frankly, education in this subsection of copyright law and copyright law exemption, you continue to use the copyright system to discuss things that don't actually have anything to do with the copyright system. For instance, in point 7, we are going to be talking about protected speech and free speech, which doesn't actually mean anything when it comes to copyright infringement. Copyright infringement basically is talking about the source material. What you're talking about right there is anything that you would consider to be slander or libelous, which unfortunately this is not the route that you would go through for slander and libel. Number 7, any criticisms made are not protected speech. The infringer makes full statements of fact, and fair use does not allow infringements to take place for unprotected speech. Oh my God. If you're saying that what I'm saying is slanderous and libelous, then you need to come at me from a slander and libelous perspective. You need to instruct a lawyer who deals with slander and libel to take me to court for slander and libel. You can't use the copyright system against criticism. That's not what it's here for. And by you using that is in fact a breach of my copyright. Because when you try and take down content from other content creators that is their copyright due to transformative purposes, if they are commenting or critiquing or reviewing or documenting this activity, that attempt, be it successful or not, has an impact on the influencer. It has had an impact on the Do We Know Them podcast, because due to that copyright notice, they have had to lose revenue by the videos being taken down by YouTube, as well as having to remove some of their own videos in fear of you copyright taking down their entire channel by abusing the copyright system.
But this is bad, guys. Like, literally, our channel right now is one takedown from being terminated.
And this is an abuse of the copyright system. And I am going to say that with my whole goddamn chest. Because Jennifer goddamn, pretty much, because Jeanette Braun, you do not scare me in the fucking slightest. You don't scare me. You don't scare nobody. The only people that you can scare are the people who are too afraid to defend themselves. But I'm not scared to defend myself. Jessie and Lily aren't afraid to defend themselves, and anybody else it is that you try and attack and corner with this bullshit also will not be afraid to defend themselves. And this should be a notice to all YouTubers, big or small, fight these copyright disputes, because what ends up happening is that YouTube will see, after a numerous amount of disputes have been done by a particular individual that have been disputed, YouTube will then keep a much closer eye on what it is that they are saying and what it is that they are alleging, because it's quite clear that my copyright disputes did not get handled in the same way as Jessie and Lily's did. Jessie and Lily's copyright disputes, where videos were taken down, strikes were applied. With me, none of the aforementioned things happened. Now, I'm not special, and I definitely don't deserve special treatment, but I think that they may have been aware that there was numerous people who were fighting disputes against Jeanette Braun. That's just my conspiracy, that's my theory, not based on fact, for legal reasons. Number 8, I never gave the infringer the authorization or the permission to use my work for any purpose. Number 9, I did not post my original work on YouTube, and none of YouTube's license agreements allows the infringer to use my work for any purpose. The fair use analysis fails at every factor. Please remove my stolen art. Very loose. Loose like a wizard sleeve, bitch. Loose like my mum's pussy. Please remove my stolen art form from the reported video. Yours truly, Janette. Then, 6 days ago, she decides to send yet another email, because YouTube stopped replying to her by the sounds of it. Dear YouTube, when will you process my takedown and remove the stolen art from your platform? The back and forth and the delays are compounding the harm that is being done to the market of my art. Yours truly, Janette. So YouTube did finally give Janette a response, and it was the response she deserved. YouTube, I cannot express how much I fuck with you the long way right now, and I know we may have had our issues with demonetization, but the way you have my back, they said, hello. Thank you for your request. We remain concerned that your copyright removal request isn't valid for some or all of the videos identified in your notice. As a result, the content will remain live on YouTube. To learn more about copyright, go to YouTube's Copyright Center. And if you still think the copyright removal request is valid, you may appeal this decision. To appeal, you must give your full legal name. Girl, YouTube just turned around and said, learn copyright law quickly. Quickly. Now, in my situation to do with Jeanette Braun, I have been extremely lucky. Lily and Jessie had videos removed, strikes placed on their accounts, as well as them having to take down other videos pertaining to anything to do with Jeanette Braun and the Lauren the Mortician situation, purely out of fear that their channel might be taken down as a result. However, whilst Lily has posted up on Twitter earlier today that their strikes were removed and the videos were restored and everything was hunky-dory again, that the same cannot be said for multiple other content creators, especially on TikTok. TikTok's copyright system is severely broken. Things aren't looked at a case-by-case basis. Takedowns happen more easier than you could even imagine. People are having videos taken down for bullying and harassment when none of these things have taken place. This is not specific to Jeanette Braun. I'm talking about everybody on the platform. Things are being taken down for nudity when no nudity is being shown, and just the system is fundamentally flawed on every basic level, meaning that individuals like Jeanette Braun have the opportunity to be able to abuse the very weak systems it is that platforms like TikTok have in place. A content creator called Jamie Grayson has recently had his entire channel taken down, and he claims that the person who took down his channel on TikTok was Jeanette Braun. Let's take a look at what somebody else has had to say about the takedown notice it is that he received.
Y'all, I'm so disgusted. Let's get into this shit. So we all know TikTok's favorite attorney, Jeanette Braun, our friend Janette. Jeannie, may I say, who has been running the internet making false copyright claims, hundreds of them, getting people's accounts taken down. Hello, Cody, I'm sorry that happened to you. She's representing like Lauren the Mortician, Bunny XO, Kelsey, Demps, those people, I'm sure many more. And on their behalf, they're making false copyright claims, including, like I said, Cody, who had to pay, what, $30,000 in court to get her livelihood back, her job back, how she feeds her family, keeps a roof over their head. Anyway, we have another victim, and it's Jamie. If you don't know, Jamie is the man who Lauren the Mortician had gone after, who kind of, her behavior in that situation is basically what started a lot of this. purpose. He's what that Facebook post was about, when she was implying that essentially he's a creepy man because he has no kids and a bunch of strollers and car seats, and had very homophobic undertones to it. When in all reality, he is a child passenger safety expert, and he's been in this field for 20 years. That's the majority of my life. All because he dared to question her all-knowing, godly, just impeccable knowledge of every single thing possible in regards to children. But yeah, he had his account banned, part of his livelihood taken away from him because of the Wicked Witch of the West. But from what I've seen of public postings, all of these creators have retained attorneys and are fighting Janette, and there have been multiple complaints in Illinois where Janette practices, my friend Jean, practices, and they are actually investigating her now. So let's all keep our little fingers crossed that Miss Jeannie here has her license taken away, and maybe she could serve a little time, maybe have her profession taken away from her, since she wants to use it as a weapon against other people. And honestly, all of the creators who are using Jean to try to obliterate anyone who says anything about them at all, I think they should be penalized as well. I'm just saying.
Okay, so what that content creator had to say was honestly everything that I stand by. I think that she makes some really great points. And I think as YouTubers, we are somewhat privileged to be protected by YouTube to some degree, because YouTube faced a huge amount of scrutiny and eyes on them for the dealing and the handling of the situation with H3H3. If you guys don't remember, back in around 2016, 2017, Ethan Klein and Gila Klein of the H3H3 podcast, they both got into a legal dispute to do with fair use and fair dealings, which has literally become the standard of how these kind of court cases go, because it has set a precedent. Because prior to that, fair use and fair dealings was only really something that was dealt with and talked about and attributed to journalism, to mainstream media, news articles, written work, or even other mainstream versions of art like documentaries. But no court cases had really taken place within the YouTube space, within the content creation space. And Ethan Klein of H3H3, along with his entire audience who funded and backed his whole entire lawsuit, they decided to stand up for fair use and fair dealings laws, and because of that, it has now become the standard. So let's just take a look at what took place in 2018, because all of the things it is that Janette likes to reference tends to always be things that have absolutely nothing to do with the online media space. So let's look at some online media things that have actually taken place and things to look at when it comes to what it means to use fair use and to use fair dealings laws within the internet space. Let's take a look. So here we have an article from the BBC. YouTube stars win fair use battle. This was on the 24th of August 2017. Video makers Ethan Klein and Gila Klein, who run the YouTube channel H3H3 Productions, have won a legal battle over copyright in an online video. The pair were sued after making fun of a video made by another filmmaker, Mac Hosanna, I'm not going to say that name, in which he pursued a love interest using parkour. They had used clips from his film, which he claimed was a copyright infringement, but a judge ruled that the Klein's video criticizing his work was fair use as matter of law. Ethan and Gila Klein have an audience of over 4 million subscribers on their YouTube channel. In February 2016, they posted a video in which they watched a video of the parkour and made fun of it. Their video included several clips of the original video, interspersed with their own commentary and jokes. Mr. known as Mac Hoss, thank God for that, said in an original complaint that the pair had reproduced virtually all of the work, nothing more than a prop for their comedy routine. But on Wednesday, New York District Judge Catherine Forrest rejected the claim. Any review of the Klein video leaves no doubt that it constitutes as critical commentary of the Hoss video, she wrote. There is no doubt that Klein, who is decidedly not a market substitute for the Hoss video. The ruling is significant since so-called reaction videos in which YouTubers use clips of others' work and react to them are a popular genre on the platform. Forrest warned that while the Klein's video was fair use, the other reaction videos were often way more akin to a viewing session without commentary. Accordingly, the court is not ruling here that all reaction videos constitute as fair use, she said. Mr. Klein said the ruling was a huge victory for fair use and YouTube. He told the BBC, all of our work in the past few years is validated. There has never been a court opinion about reaction to YouTube videos. The judge called the method of criticism quintessential, which is a huge win for us in the YouTube community. I am extremely grateful to anyone who supported us along the way. So as you can see, Ethan Klein's case with Mr. Haas was a huge moment when it came to media fair use and fair dealings. What it is that Ethan Klein on the H3H3 podcast does is content that is transformed by criticism and critique, which is not that dissimilar from what I'm doing, not that dissimilar from what the Do We Know Them podcast is doing, not that dissimilar from what Becca Day is doing, not that dissimilar from what Jamie, who unfortunately had his channel taken down, is doing. And the numerous other individuals who have had their content taken down and struck for this precise reason. I find it very interesting that knowing that we have a case that deals with fair use and fair dealings laws for content of critique and criticism that is widely available, that set a precedent when it comes to how these cases are dealt with in the future when it comes to commentary, fair use and fair dealings. Jeanette Braun, knowing, and I know she's a smart woman, she made the bar, so she must have been a smart woman at some point, even if she's making some less than smart decisions right now. She knows this information and yet still doesn't use that or cite that as a source because it does not align with what it is that she wants. Jeanette Braun is willing to sit down with YouTube and write an email and say that fair use and fair dealings and their support of my fair use and fair dealings right isn't that dissimilar from a murder case where somebody pleads manslaughter. In what world are we living in? What is taking place on YouTube today is a flagrant disregard for the copyright system, a flagrant misuse of the copyright system when somebody wants critique taken down, which really should be going down the formal process of libel and slander. And there is a completely separate YouTube policy and protocol to go down for stuff like that. The way that Jeanette Braun has been acting and conducting herself over the past couple of weeks honestly only shows that she believes that she is above the law, and that for me is not a person that I believe should have any kind of leverage or power when it comes to law and the laws it is that we have in this world. I think just like the other content creator, the It's Me Stormy creator stated, that platforms like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok don't support their creators as much as they should, is the reason why this lady has been allowed to get away with doing the same thing over and over again. But unfortunately, when she came up against YouTube, specifically with my personal case, she was met with a brick wall, because critique that you do not enjoy or find to be upsetting in any way does not constitute copyright infringement. And when somebody is commenting or critiquing a subject material, it is more than okay for the person to have the subject material in their video, as long as they are providing a way to make it transformative content. Oh, and by the way, Janette, this video right here, it constitutes as a parody, because what a terrible lawyer you are. Anyway, that is about it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was just a good old fucking laugh. I enjoyed being so goddamn petty, and it feels so good just to know that like everybody else is all on the same page that me and my mother were when we first received our initial email from Jeanette Braun. No doubt somewhere in Illinois there is a woman with red hair screaming at the top of her lungs at the mess that it is that she has made.
I am fucking fuming!
If you made it this far in the video, why don't you give me the scales emoji for law and leave that in the comment section down below. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you like it, if you don't, I don't give a shit anyway, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification with the bell so that you don't miss a notification from me, Paige Christie. With that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing day or evening, whatever the hell it is you're doing. And until next time, you beautiful, amazing, badass, litigious bitches, protect your rights always. And until next time, it's been Paige. Bye. Jeanette Braun, you're terrible at everything you do. Bye.